I should say good afternoon. What time is it for you?
It's 4 p.m. Good morning, good afternoon.
Oh my God. So this is the first time that we have a guest from Australia in the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs podcast. So thank you so much for being with us, Lucie.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this interview. There's a lot of firsts today. First, it's the first time that we really have someone from Australia, which, we're in Israel and Lucie's in Australia. So we did manage to find a time that we can both be awake and not too tired. So it's 9 a.m. for me, it's 4 p.m. for Lucie. And it's also, I don't know if it's the first time, but it's one of the first time that we have a guest in the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs podcast who is not Jewish. And so I'm very happy about that, Lucie, because this is really the opportunity to say that the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs podcast is not only for Jewish, not only for women, not only for entrepreneurs, and we can have discussions on any topics. And I'm very happy to have this conversation with you today, Lucie.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity just to share. For me, I'm a citizen of the world. I love traveling, and I have many of my friends actually are Jewish, but I don't define people with their culture. So it's great to
Exactly.
be here today.
Exactly. So we're going to start by introducing you and knowing a little bit more about who you are. And today, as we can see already in your title, we're going to talk about love and finances, right? Two topics that usually don't go together. Usually, we don't really see them going together, but you have a very special way of looking at money, looking at numbers, and looking at finances. And so we're going to talk about how this can help entrepreneurs. But let's start first with your bio. So Lucie is a life entrepreneur, finance coach, and founder of Date Your Finance. She's a Frenchie, just like me, I have to say. We speak French when no one listens. And a citizen of the world, as she speaks 4 languages and has lived in 5 different countries from Mexico to Australia. Exploring the world is part of her lifestyle, and this is where she spends her money. With 11 years of experience as a financial controller, Lucie's passion is to simplify finance to make it easy for everyone to understand numbers and enjoy them. Lucie worked in big corporations before she started her own business in Indonesia, helping small business owners structure their finance. Today, Lucie teaches led purpose women the tools and techniques to gain freedom in life and pursue their dreams. So I have to say that when I met you, Lucie, it was really the first time that I met someone that was so excited about numbers. I mean, we just see your smile, we feel your energy, you're such a happy person, and yet you work in finances. So I don't know if people are like me, but for me, finances is more like, okay, I got to do it. I have to do it. It's not something fun. So I would like to go back to the beginning and ask you, how did your love story with numbers or with finance start? Can you take us back to the beginning?
Yeah, I think the story start with when I grew up, where we didn't have a lot, and where money was always the problem or the issue with, some issue in the family and agreement and all those things. So, and I told myself, money won't be the problem, won't be the things why I'm not happy or why we can not go forward for what we want in life. So I've been focusing on learning how to manage better the finances, especially in the corporate world where I study business and financial control. So it allowed me to really understand how to do cost killing, how to be in charge of a budget and numbers and all those things. So I think it's coming from a pain and suffering when I was younger of not having a world of opportunities open to me already, but I had to find a way to open it to myself. And just by acknowledging I had a lack of financial money, I found a way to actually go and travel. I found ways, like a lot of times, to do things and without a lot of money. So it's why money is not the problem.
Wow, I love that because we hear so many other stories, from people that didn't have money and then got stuck in their story with money or in their scarcity mindset, or, that's usually how it goes, right? If you didn't have an abundance mindset in your family, then it's going to be much more difficult for you to look for money or to find abundance. But it's the opposite, right? You had a scarcity mindset, but you decided by yourself, no, I'm not going to let myself be a victim of that. I'm going to take control over that. I think that control is a very important word, right? I think that this is what you teach, because I feel like and I know we've worked together on my finances as well, and I see the way that you work is making it so clear and so simple, and actually giving the person control, whether it's personal or business finance, over what's happening in their numbers, and not being scared by it. Can you talk a little bit about what you observe since you've been working with people, and maybe specifically entrepreneurs? What is happening? What's the story between entrepreneurs and finance?
Yeah, what I noticed, I work with over probably 40 different business owners, like small to medium, even to large businesses. And I noticed that they have amazing creativity, amazing ideas, and they go for it. But when it comes to numbers, they're just pushing it away. And you can't actually run a business if you don't have a look to numbers, because numbers give you a sense of, it gives you a, you can't, they don't lie, numbers don't lie, and when give you a sense of going back down to earth and looking at numbers, understanding your numbers, and it really are things helping you to manage and take and make a strategic decision in business. So it's really why I really want to show to everyone, it's not because you are a creative or it's an amazing thing. I do feel I'm a creative as well. I do creativity in Excel spreadsheets. uh, and it's not because you are a creative that numbers is not your thing. It's like everything. When you're pushing something away, it's always come back, and when it will be not the right moment. So it's better to start to love your numbers, is to start to love, to look at your numbers, to be, as you mentioned, in charge, in control, because as a business owner, you can't blame anyone else. You are with yourself. Even if you have a business partner, at the end of the day, you have to be responsible. You have to take the responsibility. And it also goes with numbers, because it will help you to thrive. It will help you to act faster and to make these decisions, especially when times are challenging. We had COVID, but something tomorrow can happen now. It's inflation and all those things. It will be always something hurting our businesses. So we need to be prepared, and by knowing what's going on financially speaking inside of your business will help you to make decisions much faster and to minimize the risk. I'm not a big risk taker, and the only way I have been really able to move in my life, either to move to a new country and to even to start a business, because and thanks to my financial management. So it really goes with that. It really helps to support your decision and to bring the safety net, I would say, around you, either a woman or not a woman, for everyone. It's so important. And it's a false idea to think that I'm a creative, so I can't look at numbers. It's why I make it very simple, so everyone can really understand, and like, without being an accountant. You don't need to be an accountant. There are just few things you need to know and look at.
Yeah. No, I love that because we hear that a lot. It's like, yeah, you need to look at your numbers. People know that they need to look at their numbers. When it comes from a need or from a have to, from a must, then it's another thing on our list, and we don't really see. At least the entrepreneurs that I work with, they don't really connect with how it is going to help them, right? What I
Exactly.
found, with the entrepreneurs that I work that do like this, right, with their numbers, like, I don't want to see. It's, I'm just putting my head in the sand and I'm not looking at my numbers. Is very often, and I would like to know what if you agree with that. Is very often because they feel like money is going to talk about their worth, their self-worth, right? If I have money or if I'm making money in my business, then I am worth something. If I'm not making money, if I don't have money, then I'm not worth anything. It's like something external which is going to tell them if they're worth something or not, right? If the amount of money I have in my bank account is going to decide what is my worth. And so who wants to have that? Who wants to have a number that tells you what is your worth, right? So we'd rather say, no, I'm not looking at the numbers, and then I'm going to make believe that I'm worth, something else. But I think that what you're coming and saying is money is a tool. Money is not your worth, is a tool to be able to connect to your potential worth, right? Which is what we do when we are an entrepreneur. We connect with our potential money, potential clients, right? It doesn't mean that if today we don't have the clients or the money, that this is going to stay like that forever, right? We have the potential. So I really love this connection about with the money and the emotional worth that you connect. But you said something about women, and I would like to speak because you and I both work primarily with women. Of course, we work also with men, but primarily with women. And I think that there is a special story if we speak about a love story here. I think that there is a special story between women and money. Can you tell us what you've observed? What is the usually the mindset or the behavior that women have with money, and why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think what I observe is, for me, I didn't have a choice. I didn't want it to, stay stuck. I wanted to unstuck myself. I didn't want to stay in the position I was. So it was like, for me, survival mode. I didn't have the choice. I had to master this skill. And I could have done it differently, but it was my story. I've done it like this. And I think money has a really young energy compared to the feminine energy, which is more yin. But the thing is, woman or man, we all have both yin and yang energy within us. So even if some women are more yin and expressing more the creativity part and all those things, you have the yang inside you. You have the yang. It's just the yang is like maybe not expressed enough and all those things. So it's where, without going into details too much on spirituality or all those energy level, which are it's really important. I have done a lot of things. I was living in Bali before, so very spiritual place. But I mean, it go back to why you should actually look at your numbers. The motivation is not, okay, I need to manage, and I really understand this. The motivation behind that is, what do you want in life? What is your dream? What is your goal? What is your lifestyle you want? Why are you starting your business? Why? Why? Once you know why, you will look at your numbers without any pain, because it will help you to go closer to your goal. And this is really important. And I promise you, as a woman, you have all the skills, all the possibilities and capabilities to actually look at your numbers. It's not that scary. It's very simple state. It's really to bring awareness, consciousness to actually what we are doing without knowing. Because in the world we are living now, we spend money without touching money. It's like all digital. It's like we pay with a phone, we pay with a watch, and we don't even know how much exactly money we have. So by dating your finances, by having sitting down and taking the time to look at where you have been and what happened, it's not about judging yourself. It's a second chance to actually move closer tomorrow, today, after tomorrow, to your goal, to what really is meaningful for you. And it's why I really want to share this love for numbers and making a bit cheesy and date your numbers. You can date your numbers, with a glass of wine if you want. There is no like do
Especially if
whatever
you're
makes
French,
you.
right?
Yes.
Especially if you're French.
I've done it sometimes, I won't lie. But whatever how you do it, it's the outcome you will get from that. Yes, it will be difficult the first time, the second time, maybe the third time, but once you make it as a habit, once you make it as something you will do every month, it's just become one more thing you do in month, and you don't think about it anymore, but it has an amazing impact in your life. And when something will happen in your life, either, I've been impacting in my life in different level. Like in a relationship, I was stuck in Vietnam, and in a not the right relationship, I was just able to leave this situation because I had cash. I had savings, all of this. I was able to move forward, to rebound. I would have been stuck there if I didn't have the financial skills. And it's not something you don't have to do my career, you don't have to learn that for 15 years, but you just need to understand a bit and taking this habit into a monthly basis, because either in business or in your personal life, it really helps to thrive during challenging time. And when you are not in a challenging time and when money flows, you still do it, you're still doing it.
Of
It's
course.
something you don't stop, because then next question are how to invest the money you are receiving. It's how if you receive more money, because there is two problems: when you save too much, when you don't save money, and then when money is too abundant and you haven't been used to that, so you start to spend more and more and more, and then one day maybe this abundance and of money is not coming in anymore, and then everything falls. So
Right.
you really need to always keep dating your finances,
Exactly.
and just assess where you are, what you can afford, where you are going, and it's all linked where with the next goal you have in your life, in your business.
Yeah. No, I love what you're saying. And I think that when we first met, we were so aligned, on this principle that it's not something you do once a year, right? It's something that you do on a regular basis. Just like, I would say maybe a dating coach would say, you don't go out on a date, with your partner once a year, right? You go out on a date on a regular basis to build the relationship. Or just like a health coach would say, you don't go and take your blood tests once a year. You go to the doctor on a regular basis to see what's going on with your health. And what you're saying makes total sense. And I think when we first met, I told you about what I do, the strategic planning day that I do with my clients, which is a way for me to help them every 3 months. Of course, we can do it every week, every month, but at least every quarter, to take a strong look at their finances, just like you said, to be able to make strategic decisions, decide what campaign they're going to do, what marketing they're going to invest in, if they need to hire someone, if they need to work with someone. And like you said, this is going to take them to the next level in their business. And so you and I started talking about this strategic planning day, and you're working with my clients as well. You are the expert, the finance expert in the Born to Do Business program. But then we said, we don't want to keep this only for our clients or for our members. We also want to give a chance for anyone who needs to look at their numbers, who needs to stop every 3 months to actually look at their business. We wanted to offer that opportunity to everyone. And that's what we're doing next week, right? In the strategic planning live training. So, can you tell us, and we're not going to do the training now, of course, because people have to come next week. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of July 25th to 27th. And Lucie is going to do the finance module. And so that's why I'm very excited to do this training with you. But can you, in a nutshell, tell us, what do you think that entrepreneurs have to look at in their numbers at least once a quarter, and how does it help them in their business?
Yeah, sure. So, I think what we are doing next week is so important. Why? Because big corporation, the one, for example, I've been working in, it's Airbus satellite part, Astrium, and we are doing that. They were doing that, and it's what is missing in the small business owner world is they don't have the structure, they don't have the team, they don't have like thousands of people working for them and all those things. And it's what we are bringing next week to the small business owner. It's this structure and this wisdom of the it's even like financial and business review, like really to do those quarterly review is so important. And in terms of finances, what is really important to look at is how the sales are growing. Is it in line with what you wanted? Is it not in line? How is it compared to last year? Are we in track? Are you not in track? What happened? Is it number of client? What was is it the same number of clients as last year? Is it different compared to last month, compared to last quarter? So you start to see data in a different perspective than just a profit and loss statement, where I'm sure nobody understand about it, because even me, when I study it, I was like, I don't know why these things exist. It doesn't make any sense. So it's what we will be doing next week. It's really to go through those things and make the number talk. So comparing the sales to previous periods, comparing the sales as well under category, different type of category, like if you have different level of product or services, how many are you selling, which one are working, which one are not working, looking at your profit in terms of percentage as well. It's underused and most people, but it's the numbers don't talk just like this. You need to make them, and just calculating the percentage of profit compared to yourself will help you to kind of understand, where is my profit coming from, what is the percentage. If you are just working for making 1% as a profit, I would advise to send something. But it's also why when people online get a bit upset when I see that, yeah, I'm doing a 7-figure business, I'm doing an 8-figure business. This doesn't mean anything to me. You won't impress me tomorrow if you tell me like, hey Lucy, I'm doing this. I don't care. Show me your profit. Show me your numbers, because it's a bottom line with matter is how you manage your business on a cash flow basis. How do you have cash if you have no revenue coming in for 6 months? Are you surviving, or do you need to close down your business? It's those things which are important. And then like what we are doing every quarter is also to check with the goal we have for the year, for the quarter, are we aligned with our goal? So it's also to look at, okay, I am far or behind or forward, and then to see what are the next action you need to take to make things happen. It's the power of actually having a pause in your business. It's the power of stopping everything, removing your head from the daily operation to stop and look and reflect, and is the only way to actually make your being more efficient in business, and for yourself as well as a business owner to really feel more energized, feel more aligned, and all those things in your business. So it's really where I want people to focus. You And don't get overwhelmed. If you are overwhelmed, if you can't meet next week for just 1 hour for 3 days, it's because there is a problem in your business. If you can't extract yourself for 1 hour per day from your business, there is a problem. So come to meet us so we can identify. The only way to fix problem is to, talk with other people, explain and share and see those things.
I love it. I think that we go from one day to the next as entrepreneurs. We're always, running after clients, running after our marketing campaigns. We're always doing this. And what you're saying is so important because, I never saw it like this, but you're right. If you cannot afford to come for an hour, right? Because it's 3 days, but it's an hour of live. And of course, there will be, worksheets and exercise so that you have this knowledge and this awareness. And of course, there will be the recording. But, let's face it, what people say, do I have the recording? I don't know how many really watch it, right? I mean, I know myself when I register to something and I say, yeah, I'll watch the recording. I have a list of recordings that I have to watch that are still, sitting, somewhere. So of course, if you can make it, because of another reason, and you want to watch the recording, that's fine. We're not judging here. But I like what you're saying when you say if you cannot afford to take 1 hour or at least 3 hours for 3 days every 3 months, then it means that something is not working, that you're not prioritizing what's important in your business. And I think that it's really a service to be able to say to that we're making to entrepreneurs, to say to them, make a pause, stop, and look inside business. Now, we have 3 days. So one day will be with you, which is the second day, where we'll really dive in the finances. We'll really dive in what numbers, everything you just said. You'll be able to take the time to look at this, even if you don't have all the Excel spreadsheet. At least having the knowledge, and at least, and I know you have a surprise for our participants, so they'll have extra tools. And it's always doing, like you always say that also, right? Or doing the next step. You don't have to do the whole spreadsheet. It's okay if the next step is just knowing the numbers, or just knowing what you need to do next year or next month. And the first day we'll work on the mindset, and that is going to bring us to talking about the money, right? Because nothing works without the mindset, and I know. And then the third day we'll look ahead at what is the marketing, now that we know our numbers, what is the marketing that we need to do in order to reach our goals, and how much marketing do we need, how many clients do we need. So I love that we're really aligned with our view and our way of looking at making business and bringing money as a tool and not as something that we're afraid of. So I'm really looking forward to next week, Lucie.
Yeah, me too. I'm just excited, and it's just so important. It's the same as a business owner telling you, I can't take a vacation on a holiday. You have something wrong going on in your business. You need to look at, you need to face it, and you need to adjust something. You need to preserve yourself, and it goes with numbers. So if you are not able to take a holidays from your business, because most probably you are not looking at your numbers. So I'm wishing you to be here next week with us.
Exactly. Take the first step. And if you're used to looking at your finances, then come do it together with us, because we know how
Okay.
lonely it can get, to be in front of your computer, even with a glass of wine. But it could be really lonely to look at this by yourself. And so this is really an opportunity to look at the business from inside, make a pause, and really make strategic decisions on where we want to focus in the future. I know that for my members and for myself, I do it every 3 months. It's always very eye opening, and there's always so many insights and so many aha moments, like, oh, okay, I also want to say, before you were talking, and it came to me, I also want to say that you and I are very intuitive, right? We work with intuition, we speak about spiritual, and I know that the people that I attract are also very intuitive and very connected to their spiritual dimension. And sometimes people think that money is the opposite of spiritual or intuition. And I know you agree, because we've talked about it. But I think that it's the opposite. I think that money is energy. Money is something that we connect on the spiritual level. And making decisions based on money doesn't mean that we don't listen to our intuition. I think it's important to say that as well, right?
What I would even say, based on my own personal experience, is actually I always had intuition, but I never believe in it. I never trust it. And the only way I've been able to go and do it is because I look at numbers and I was like, okay, I actually can do it. So like
Exactly.
numbers were the way of sorry, acknowledging my intuition and follow my intuition. So it goes together. It's like the yin and the yang. It's a dance, and for me, it's just like the security of, okay, you can do it, Lucy. You are safe, and just go for it.
Yes. And I
And
yeah, exactly.
living in Australia without following my intuition, I jump into a plane in 24 hours because when COVID hit. So this was intuition. There was like sign I need to go in the plane. But then I was like, okay, I need to see if I can do it. And numbers, it was just numbers helped me to okay, I do it. And look at me now. I'm 2 years and a half here, and yeah.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. It's going together between the, the alignment between the intuition and the knowing and the knowledge of,
Exactly.
yes, I can do it, or maybe no, maybe now I can do it and I have to wait another 6 months, and that's okay too, because our
Exactly.
intuition is not going anywhere. Wow, we could have this discussion for a very long time, Lucy, and we're going to have to, wait until next week to continue this conversation. And but more than a conversation, we'll bring tools, and we'll bring
Exactly.
systems, and we'll bring really learning how to manage your finance, and how to at least take a look at your finances once a quarter, and take out the important information within the strategic planning life training next week. Thank you so much, Lucie, for being with us in the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs podcast. It was really a pleasure to have you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and see you, everyone, in our next episode of the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs podcast. Bye, everyone.